as people are preparing to gather for the holidays, Anne-Marie, you know that more Americans may soon be eligible for a booster shot. The FDA is considering whether it will authorize third doses for 16 and 17-year-olds. If the FDA and the CDC both give the green light, eligibility would open for around 8.3 million people. That could happen as soon as this week. It's yet another effort to combat the Omicron variant, which has raised some concern among health officials. So let's bring in Dr. Esther Choo. She's a professor of emergency medicine at Oregon Health and Sciences University. Doctor, it's great to see you. Good morning. So Pfizer has announced yesterday that 3 of its doses are more effective at neutralizing Omicron than 2. In other words, your 2 initial shots that you received for the Pfizer vaccine and then the booster shot in addition to that. So what does that indicate to you about how COVID-19 is evolving?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. The data yesterday was very compelling. I will add a few caveats. First of all, this is data within a laboratory with a synthetic version of the virus. And also, it only looks at neutralizing antibodies. So just as a reminder, our immune response is complex and robust. It includes T cells, which are not detected by this study. But it did suggest that we could benefit from a booster because it boosted the level of these neutralizing antibodies by something like 25-fold. So particularly for people who may not have a full, robust immune response to the original series, that includes older individuals and those with medical conditions that make them immune compromised, the booster really seems more important than ever, particularly as we're facing off against a version of COVID-19, of COVID virus that may be more transmissible.
I think it's really good that you clarified, where and how the information was coming forward, because I have something else to talk about that a Pfizer CEO mentioned yesterday. We know that 200 million people are fully vaccinated in this country. 25% of those have already received a booster shot. Yay, that's really good. But then yesterday, Pfizer CEO said he predicted that we may need a 4th dose. Now, it's coming from Pfizer. But that being said, are you concerned that Americans are just going to sort of get vaccine fatigue? I think there's a certain comfort level with the idea of the flu shot that you kind of knew up front you would probably be getting a new one every year. But this is unfolding in a way that I think can be a little confusing and exhausting to people.
I think you're absolutely right, Anne-Marie. I think it does feel both confusing and exhausting, especially sometimes the language transmits a finality that is not really there. I mean, for a long time, we called being fully vaccinated that 1 dose of J&J or the 2 doses of the mRNA vaccines. Fully vaccinated sounded so reassuring and definitive and complete. And then we started talking about boosters, and now we're talking about 4th dose. And the truth is that we're still in a very dynamic state of science around what it means to be as protected as we can against coronavirus. And so, the language will change. I do think at some point we'll reach a steady state where we simply understand what it is that we need to do for COVID, just the way that we know what it is that we need to do for flu, and that it will settle out. But in this dynamic period, it just feels like there is a fire hose of new information and considerations. So just a tough period that we need to kind of roll with the science, trust the experts, and just be willing to be flexible and dynamic in our thinking, because that is certainly what the virus is doing.
Yeah, and sort of jumping off what Anne-Marie was talking about, Doctor, with vaccine fatigue that may happen with some people. And, it's not, I think we sometimes have to be careful, when someone says vaccine fatigue, they think, well, this is a public health emergency and you need to do everything that's required to end this public health emergency. But sometimes putting yourself in the shoes of people who just say, look, I mean, you told me to get vaccinated and you told me that the virus that was going to be protective. Oh, now there's breakthrough cases. Oh, well, you didn't tell me about that, but okay, I'll get a booster shot. Oh, now you're telling me that the booster is pretty good, but I may need to get another shot again. It's sort of similar with this Omicron variant, right? I mean, the headlines were blaring and news media, including us, CBS, were talking about this new variant that we hadn't been aware of before it was first at least notified to the rest of the world by South African doctors. But now it seems, according to those same doctors in South Africa and to our own medical health professionals that it may not be as dangerous, as far as we know today, than we may have previously thought. So I just want to give that news the same attention that the news of, hey, there's this new variant that we need to worry about. Everybody get vaccinated again. So what should people know about the Omicron variant? Because where you are in Oregon, there hasn't been a case yet, at least reported.
Yeah, at least reported. I mean, with cases around the country and in our neighbors to the north and the south both having Omicron variant, we are kind of assuming that it's here and we haven't detected it yet. But your point is such a good one. I mean, wait and see, we don't know yet is just not a very exciting headline. So we're not really spending a lot of time there, but that is the truth. There's the evidence really suggests, really supports Omicron's transmissibility. However, we just aren't seeing data yet that supports that it is more deadly, that there are more hospital cases, that hospitalized people are sicker or have, say, higher oxygen requirements. So that just data remains to be seen. Nevertheless, we have to remember that even Delta right now, which remains far and away the dominant variant in the United States, Delta remains deadly. We're still seeing cases climbing. We never recovered fully from the last wave or surge. And so if Omicron is even a little bit more transmissible than Delta, we're still in trouble for people who are not vaccinated or who are under-vaccinated. So I think the message is actually not that different from Delta, maybe just a little bit of urgency, which is it is more important than ever to get vaccinated, to get your primary series. And then I think especially for older adults to get boosted. But I mean, we're feeling the fatigue right here in my family. My mother just doesn't love getting shots. Every year, trying to get her to the flu shot is a little bit of a struggle because she just doesn't like getting it. And so it's not just like, well, I got the primary series, of course I'll get the booster. It was a separate conversation about, okay, so you want to travel, and this Omicron variant is coming. So the stakes are a little bit higher and it's more important to get the booster. And she finally broke down and walked into a pharmacy and got it the other day. But it was a whole process, It wasn't like we had any momentum from the first time. So it takes more work every single time we're advising something new like a booster.
It's great that you tell us that anecdote, Doctor, because it sort of goes back to what we were just talking about, right? That even within your own family, here you are on the front lines of trying to protect all of us, and you're sharing that message with our audience around the country, around the world, but in your own home, you've got to try to convince your own mom.
Yes. It's and that's why I have so much empathy for people who have questions. It's normal to have questions. It's really good. And I think, even as we get more information about things like new variants that may be more sticky, that we don't have a lot of information about, I just think there's going to be, yes, the vaccine effort is huge. The information effort is the hugest, I think the hugest battle that we have right now that we continue to have. And so just important to have many, many conversations with our loved ones, our families, always sticking to the science, of course.
Sticking to the science, indeed, Doctor. And, I think we just have to kind of accept the fact that it ain't over till it's over. And we're still sort of midstream and information changes and we pivot to that. We're a flexible bunch. We can do that. Dr. Esther Choo, thank you so much for joining us this morning.